Oh, please don't run away over there. It's only going to be 20 minutes the most. That's my limit. Before you run away, for those who didn't know, Bezrat Hashem, for a long period of time, I'm here every Wednesday, 8:15, every Wednesday. Now it's just a short visit to say a few divrei Torah here after the fascinating lecture that you just had. I see from the response of the people, Baruch Hashem. This Shabbat we had a very interesting parasha. Every parasha is interesting, but this parasha specifically, it's very interesting. I don't know, this microphone. Just shut it maybe. It's not good. We have an obligation as Jewish people, believe it or not, to be holy. That's how the parasha starts. A Jew has an obligation to be holy. Who can raise his hand and tell me what does it mean holy, to be holy? How you become holy? What do? You jump into the water? How you become pure? Pure, it's not holy. Pure, it's one thing. Holy, it's something else. Yes? Separate yourself from what? Not necessarily. Not always we have an obligation to separate ourselves from society, but you're in the right direction.
To allow God to dwell within ourselves.
To allow God?
To allow God to dwell within ourselves and our homes.
You're also right, yeah?
Separate yourself from anything that contradicts the Torah. And by doing this, you're in the midst of Torah, by being holy, through the ways of through Hashem's knowledge, through Hashem's ways.
Everybody here is right, but not 100%. What does it really mean to be holy? Read Rashi, Eyu Prushim min ha'arayot. Watch every kind of sex crime. Watching the eyes, making scenes with ladies, looking at the not modest ladies, watching filthy movies, listening to all kinds of singers singing in a not modest way, behaving in the house with our own wives not in a correct ways. If we go to do anything that relates to this, it brings us down to a very low level. So what do we see? Rashi could have wrote, to keep Shabbat makes you holy. That's also correct. To make us separate from the way of society, all these bad things around us, it's also correct. To allow God to visit our house, everything is correct. Every mitzvah you do makes you a little bit holier than before, right? But the highlight was, Evu prushim min ha'arayot u'min ha'avera. שכל מקום שאתה מוצא גדר ערווה, אתה מוצא קדושה. Every place that you, chas v'shalom, can see erva, a sin, ladies, not modest things, at the same place you have an opportunity to sanctify yourself. What do we see here? One way to elevate our souls is to overcome the test that we have in this world, especially in this generation. It's never been in a history a generation that almost every hour of your life you have a serious test with your eyes. What do you see around you? One look can ruin 10 hours of learning Torah. You learn 10 hours Torah, you feel like you're going on fire from extra kedusha in your heart. You walk outside on the street, 108th Street, Queens Boulevard, Main Street, you look at 2-3 girls passing by, you lost everything. That's the situation today. Yes, check. Right away your kedusha went down to nothing. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's such a hard, difficult test. Because a person has it every hour. It's not something that you have once a week, an hour a week. An hour a week, maybe you can handle it. Every hour. The Gemara says a person that has two ways, short and long. The short way, full of ladies. Believe me, in the time of the Gemara, the ladies never dream to dress like today. We're not talking ladies like today. Talking real ladies, 2,000 years ago. He has a short way full of ladies, and a long way clean, completely. No problems with watching something bad. And a person went for the shortcut, full of ladies. What a hero is this person is. He was able to watch his eyes for 10, 15 minutes in a short way, not to see one lady. If a person like this will be here today in this generation, we all should have run to kiss his hand and ask him for bracha. For sure it will be, we will get it. To go 15 minutes in a place of a ladies, to go 2-3 avenues in Manhattan, and not to watch one lady on the street, that's a real hero. What does the Gemara say? Rasha, wicked. No bracha, no beloni. He's a wicked person. How can it be? Can't believe this. Think about what the Gemara says. It's not me. What does the Gemara say? This person not only doesn't deserve to ask bracha from him, he's Rasha. Why? A kosher Jew doesn't put himself in a place that there's a 1% chance that he's going to make a serious sin. He doesn't go there. I know my weaknesses. If I'm going to go to this place, I'm going to end up making a sin. I forbid myself ever to step in that place. Why? There's always, if I'm going to go there 100 times, one time for sure I'm going to make a sin. I'm not going there. But you're going to lose parnasah. You have to go there. You're going to make a living. You're going to lose this. You're going to lose that. Many things you're going to lose. That's what the Torah wanted to teach us. I know we are 2,000 years later. We're not in this level. I know, don't get me wrong. I know, I am aware of the situation today. I just wanted us to know what's the right way. We're very far from it. Perhaps we will not be able to ever get to these standards. But if we won't know what's the truth of Hashem, we don't have a chance to do even 10% of it. If we know that this is where Hashem wanted me, I have a chance to get 10%. If I don't even know, how am I going to get? If I don't know, I just come from a place. I was half an hour away from here. Young people, young generation, Jews like us, don't know even what Shabbat is. Shocked for the first time in their life. I spoke maybe half an hour in the end of the lecture about Shabbat, showing them parts from the Torah on the screen. Couldn't believe. Shock. Don't know what Shabbat is. Jews in this world, this walking around us, cousins, friends, neighbors, uncles, parents, they don't know that Shabbat is the foundation of life, foundation of Judaism. Almost everything. The Gemara says it's such an important mitzvah that if a person keeps Shabbat strictly, every other sin that he does, Hashem is willing to forgive him. Almost every sin. I don't remember seeing other mitzvot that if a person does it, Hashem is willing to consider to make a plea bargain with him. Since you kept Shabbat so strict, this is a covenant between me and you. I'm willing to see every other sin you made in a much more lenient way. Why? The holiness of Shabbat. But this parasha starts like this. We read it, but we don't realize. Kedoshim tiyu. You have to be. You must. It's not a choice. You must be holy. Because I'm holy. I'm holy. That's why you must be holy. You're my son. You gotta be holy. Your father is honest. You gotta be honest. Your father is generous. You have to be generous. Your father is a good human being. You have to learn it from him. This is Hashem, our father. Then comes right after that. Ish aviv ve'imo tirau. Fear, as far as respect. Fear your father and mother, your mother and father, but don't forget that I'm above them. You have to keep my Shabbat. It's like a prophecy to this generation. We live in a generation today that the parents are trying to convince their children not to keep Shabbat. What is this? You crazy? You don't want to come with us to my uncle, to grandma? Get into the car. No, I can't. It's against the Torah. Don't listen to the rabbis. They don't know what they're talking about. Like the rabbi made it up. It's right here. Even though your father and mother, it's a big mitzvah to respect them, very big. If they tell you anything against the Torah, at this moment, you are dismissed. You don't have to listen. You're not allowed to listen. If you love your father, sometimes it's mitzvah not to listen to him. If your father comes and tells you, go buy me cheeseburger. Go! I'm feeding you. I'm paying your rent. Go! Let him beat you up, kick you, throw you out of the house. You sleep in the fence on the street. Don't bring him cheeseburger. Go buy me a pack of cigarettes. Don't buy him a pack of cigarettes. Why? He's killing himself. You love your father? Why you volunteer? You don't go. Your father's going to smoke between now until tomorrow morning 10 cigarettes less. Every cigarette, the scientists say, shorten your life by 7 minutes, statistically. If your father won't have cigarettes until tomorrow morning, he'll live another hour. You don't want your father to live another hour? Why you run to give him poison? And all the other dirty magazines and all the others, I don't have to tell you, yes. Then, the Torah continue. It gives us a little bit explanation about the korbanot, the sacrifice. I don't have that much time. I have to speak. Then the Torah comes and says something like this. You should not steal. You should not lie. You should not deny. If a person puts something by you, tomorrow he comes, where is the thing I left by you? Oh, I don't know. You sure you put it here? We don't know where it is. You like it, so you want it for yourself. You sure you put it over here? Okay, we'll look around. But I want to tell you something. We have the 10 Commandments. One of the 10 Commandments is you should not steal. And over here, it's also you should not steal. Why the Torah has to repeat it twice? We already have the 10 Commandments. You should not steal. And over here, you should not steal, you should not deny, you should not lie one Jew to another. That's the obligation here. But we already have the 10 Commandments. Well, how many times do you have to tell me you should not steal? The answer is, you should not steal here, and you should not steal in the 10 Commandments. It's completely two different mitzvot. Completely. What's the difference? In the 10 Commandments, you should not kidnap any other person. And here is you should not steal money. How do we know? We read the mind of God. How do you know which you should not steal God meant? Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe God decided to repeat himself twice. What's the big deal? Oh, I said it twice. Maybe here he meant money and here he meant object. Like we have, you should not cook meat and cheese together 3 times in the Torah. 1, that you should not eat it. 2, you should not sell it or enjoy from it. And 3, the actual cooking, even to feed a goy, is not permitted. So, we see certain things repeat few times in the Torah. Here you go. The answer is no. How do you know that in the 10 Commandments is you should not kidnap a person? Because the Torah always speak in the same subject. All the things before and after in the Torah comes with execution punishment. If a person does the least, you should not kill, for instance. All of a sudden, next to you should not kill, you should not steal. That does not belong there. Over there, the 10 Commandments about speaking about serious crimes, not just to steal. I want you to know, if now you take a gun and you rob Citibank across the street, don't take my advice, but if you did, and you stole $1,000, the teller gave you, all he had is $1,000, and he gave it to you. And you took the $1,000, you ran out, the police ran after you, they caught you somewhere. What's going to happen to you here in America? Minimum 8 years in prison. Your life is destroyed. For $1,000 that you stole, even 100, doesn't matter. It's the actual stealing. What does the Torah say your punishment should be? You have to pay Citibank $2,000 and you go home, free, an hour later. No arrest, no nothing, no investigation, no nothing. They caught you, you stole 1,000? Okay, Citibank, what's the problem? No hard feeling. You know, here is 1,000, here is your 1,000, here is mine, finished. That's the Torah. That's the punishment from the Torah. But the 10 Commandments is a different thing. Is you should not steal the soul of a person. You should not kidnap a person. You heard what happened in Austria over there with this crazy person? He kidnapped his daughter and have babies with her, 8 children with her. For 25 years she couldn't come out of the basement. 25 years he was raping his own daughter. This crazy person. And the Torah didn't mean like this. The Torah just meant you kidnap a person, you put him in a house because you want his father to pay you ransom or something. So what does the Torah say? If you do that, it's already in a different family, different subject. It's already serious crimes. This you should not steal, comes right next to it. You should not lie about money. You should not deny that you have money, collateral, someone gave you, or security. Don't deny. If you're a landlord, somebody lived by you 3-4 years. After 3 years he says, I'm leaving the apartment, but I have a security by you. I have a security by you. What do you mean? You don't have a security by me. You're already counting on that it's 4 years. He forgot. Oh yeah, you have a proof? Of course he doesn't have. He gave you cash 4 years ago. This is what the Torah meant. Do not swear in my name for lie, because every sin you do is disgracing the name of Hashem. Every sin a Jew does, you should know that. It's a combination of few sins. One is the actual sin. Second, it's Chilul Hashem. Every sin you do, it's Chilul Hashem. Everything. Gemara says, a person does Chilul Hashem in hidden places, not in front of people. He does bad things. Mechalel et Shem Shamayim. What does it mean Mechalel? Who knows? What's the term Mechalel means? What does it mean Chilul Hashem? Mechalel Shabbat. Where does this word come from? Huh? What's Chilul? Comes from what word? Chol. Chol. Holy days is Shabbat. Weekday is Yom Chol. You make Hashem not holy. By taking something and going against Hashem, what do? You go Chilul Hashem. It's like Hashem gave you a Torah which is not holy. You do the opposite of what He said. He said holy, you say chol. Every sin, not that many people know, every sin a person does. Speak Lashon Hara, it's Chilul Hashem. Stealing, it's Chilul Hashem. Eating not kosher, it's Chilul Hashem. Speaking not nice to his parents, it's Chilul Hashem. Beating up his parents, it's Chilul Hashem. Cheating, lying, stealing, borrowing money and don't pay, everything of that is Chilul Hashem. Chilul Hashem. You know what Chilul Hashem means? I will finish with one thing. We should know this. Chilul Hashem, in the Zohar, it describes the worst crimes that a person does against God. Believe it or not, from all the list of the worst sins you can think of, murder, Chilul Shabbos, all these things, in the end, what's the worst sin out of all of them? Chilul Hashem. The worst. The hardest things to correct is Chilul Hashem. One way to correct the Chilul Hashem is to do the opposite, Kiddush Hashem. To make the Goyim impressed from Judaism. Wow, look at these people. Look at this Jew. What an honest person he is. Look how nice he is to us. What a nice person. You see that? Sometimes the Goy looked at you, is getting very impressed. He gets impressed from the Torah. And what happened? He goes and tells his friends. And they tell their friends. 100, 200 Goyim speaking all week about that Jew that did this and this and this. Or God forbid the other way around. Even cleaning ladies. You have a Spanish cleaning lady, you don't treat her exactly like your sister. But you have no idea how many sins you can do in 1 hour that she works in your house. You disrespect her, you don't offer her food, you don't give her drink, you don't let her rest, you don't offer her to use the phone. Certain things, they look at every little thing. They see how you behave, you yell at your children, you're not nice to your wife, somebody calls on the phone, you tell your son, tell him I'm not home. They see everything. They see everything. How do I know? We have a cleaning lady comes once in a while. She gives my wife speeches about other Jews in town. This woman, she's not really religion, senora. No, not good, no. She's this, she's that. Her husband, bad person. Why he has beard like this? No, Rabbi. It's not nice. Not nice like this guy. Not nice like this. Why? And now, what do you think? She tells it to my wife in her face. You know how many other Spanish people she's talking about? Or the other way around. I will finish half a minute with a story. I think it was Truman. He was the president of America.
Wheelchair.
Huh?
Wheelchair.
No. Truman. In the time of the Holocaust, after the Holocaust, they had to make a vote if to open the gates in America for the Jews who survived to come to America. And everybody was against it. You know, all the governors, why do they want the Jews now to come to America? And he had few Jews, black hats, working with him. He was, so he gave a speech. He said, why? Why shouldn't we accept them? I have few of them working in my office, such nice people, respectful, honest, helpful, hard-working people. They treat us very nice. Why not? We need people like this. It's a merit for us to have them. He gave such a speech. Thanks to those 2-3 Jews that was working with him and made him appreciate religion. Thanks to that, they opened the gates in America for the Jews from Europe that come here. So what do you see? 2 or 3 Jews, I don't remember how many few that worked in his office. Thanks to them, you have Lakewood Yeshiva, 5,000 guys. You have all the house in this building. You have every shul, every yeshiva, every mitzvah, every place of holiness in America is thanks to these 2-3 Jews. Why? Because if you would come and say, no, we don't want them here, they're nasty people, what would happen? They would close the gate. What would happen to these Jews? Maybe we wouldn't be here. This is Kiddush Hashem. How much you can earn if you behave like a human being. I thank you very much, everyone. Wednesday, it's in 3 days from now, every Wednesday I'm here. Not that many people, there are people that knows, but they forget. So please don't forget. Wednesday, 8:15. Thank you very much.